I just, no offense, I just think you have no business telling them how to run a podcast when they're at 1 million subs. I just think I would never go to an NBA coach and like, as someone who like, I don't know what you do with your platform. I don't know how big it is. I know you probably don't have 1 million subs.
Yeah, I don't. Because I don't appeal to the vulnerable.
Again. So I just would never go to someone and tell them how to do it when I'm here. I just think there's a level of humility in that.
No, I know what you mean. I get what you mean, but the point, it depends. Are you out for clout, or are you out to make a difference in people's lives that's positive? I don't care if I have 0 followers. My mindset will always be, let's be balanced so that we can create
then why have a following at all?
Because it does help the people who want to be helped. And are designed to have more emotional intelligence. We produce more estrogen. We produce more oxytocin. We actually, by design, more emotional. Why would that be an insult? It's like saying to somebody, "Oh, you're disabled. Fuck your legs." Like, no, you're designed that way. Why is that used as an insult to women?
I mean, I think he's just talking about, like, a lot of times women think their feelings are reality. So girls on the show will come on the show and say, this is how the world is because of how I feel, basically.
But that is her reality, because that's how she's designed by biology.
But that's not what's true.
So the bigger picture.
For example, we could talk about the pay gap. Women could feel like we make less than men, but he would say something like, fuck your feelings.
Yeah.
And so that's the context that he's using it in.
In that context, it makes sense, because this pay gap is just not true. But in general, we have innate mechanisms to make us feel more anxious than a situation is. That's why we're mothers. Why we're so good at being mothers is because we sense danger when it's not there. We think our baby's being left alone. Oh, we've got to go right. We're designed by that. And if we weren't but we're governed by our feelings, we'd both be like, okay, baby's asleep, don't need to check on it. But biologically, we're designed to be more feeling based. It's what makes women beautiful, which is not an insult. And he uses it as an insult.
I don't think he's using it as an insult. I think he's just saying it doesn't work in a debate when you're talking about topics.
But it works in a discourse. If you're going to communicate to women, and men are going to communicate with women, that if they don't recognize that women exercise feelings and women don't recognize men exercise logic, they'll never be compatible. I mean, you have to talk in that language.
I think he knows that women exercise. But okay, like, this is an example of you as a woman telling men how they need to talk to us. And it's like you're trying to dictate like how men need to say things, but that's not how men do things.
But if men
talk how they talk, and so it's like, why would I go to a man and say you have to talk like a woman?
Because
like you're feminizing
if I'm a man, and if I've got a son as well, I know I have to speak to him from a place of logic for him to understand it. He won't understand if I talk to him entirely emotionally. So if you come to me as a man with a problem, I will say, me and Nathaniel talk all the time, and I'll give him practical advice because he's a man, and I speak his language. He will give me more emotional advice because he recognizes I'm a woman. That's how we have intelligent discourse.
I've been giving you logical advice.
You don't give me logical advice.
That seems quite strong.
That's how life works.
Yeah, but not overall. That's your experience. That's your experience. Like, this is exactly what.
But that's how healthy discourse is established.
You know what? I have this problem, and this isn't a you thing. It's just like a thing. I hate it when people come on and tell me how to talk on my podcast. It's like, if you were so good at it, then you would do it and you would make it bigger. And so it's like, how are you going to go to them and say, oh, I know how to talk?
No, we're not saying that. You don't know how to talk.
Not me. I'm talking about in this example for Fresh and Fit.
Yeah, Fresh and Fit.
Because I've been in this situation where like a girl will say, I don't like the way you, like, they'll be like, oh, I don't like the way she does this. I don't like this. I don't like whatever it is. And my first thought is like, how delusional are you? If you could do it better, you would.
Because it's not about doing it better. It's about offering an alternative perspective. I don't care to do it better than Marlon or Andrew.
But my point is they know what they're doing.
But have you not listened to or read the book Art of Seduction? They talk a little bit about this.
Okay.
Right, where they say, let's say for instance, my woman comes to me with a problem, and I'm just going to give you a logical solution because that's what makes sense to me, right?
Land.
When really it doesn't land, and I'm thinking, why don't you quit your job then? It's making you unhappy. It's like you want to vent, you want me to show some empathy, that kind of vibe. When a woman comes to a man with the issue, it's the similar kind of thing, because she's expecting something from him where it's like, why aren't you showing empathy? Why aren't you understanding? But he's just thinking, I see the logic in this. It should be a quick, it's like algebra. We want it simplified straight away. And it's like, that's kind of the disconnect. So it's quite rare, not rare, but it's nice where obviously when we have the conversations, like I understand how you would need it received, and you understand how like I get.
And that's how we communicate, and that's how we have this friendship for so long. And that's what I want to teach people, rather than women are this, men are that, because you don't learn how to use those skills to practically apply and create a healthy relationship. And if we have this platform, we should use the blessing of it to improve lives rather than divide people.
But they do improve lives. That's the thing. Like they do all this.
People are now going lonely.
Okay, they do. Okay. Yeah. MGTOW is a whole nother. That's a whole nother group. Fresh and Fit aren't MGTOW. They do improvement for men. There's men that have called in on their show and said they didn't commit suicide. Yeah. So they are helping men. MGTOW, those are men that were walking away until the laws change, and I understand that. They want to walk away from marriage and relationships until the laws change. I understand where they're coming from.
I get that, but it's not constructive to society. If we want to create homes and we want to create two-parent households, me watching a bunch of feminists or him watching a bunch of red pills, we are going to come back with negativity towards each other. Whereas if we take those platforms and teach people how to communicate effectively and create a home, we are doing more of a service to society.
Could I
I disagree with that. Sorry. I think that anything that just makes people chat and think is good, and it would automatically come to like a good conclusion anyway.
I think that's the shrooms.
No, I just think
not necessarily.
I think your points are extremely valid, but I think part of the issue is that we're told a lot, especially as men, to change our wording, change our dialect, change appealing to how women feel more so than we are about how men think. How men think. I'm not talking about appearance. Yeah. I'm talking about as opposed to saying, like you've said, men approach things more logically. So it's more of a push towards understand her first before understanding him, which doesn't give the unity that you afterwards. Yeah. Like, for example, I have 5 sisters. I have a lot of sisters. And my mum has to explain to them that I don't process things like they process things. If they get emotional about things, next week they'll be fine. The week after, they'll be up again. And they're like, you're expecting him to jump on with your emotions. He doesn't think like that. He doesn't work like that.
He's not built like that.
He's not built like that. And it's hard for them to understand.
No, sorry.
It's hard for them to understand, and wherever I've been told to, respect their feelings and understand they think differently as well. In the world, it's more that side of it. It's not like, okay, look, this guy's going to think differently from you. It's just more accommodate to her because she feels a certain way, and that's not what it was. That's the divide there.
I had a homemaker. So we're opening. Guys, go subscribe to the Wife School channel. It should be in the description. Get us to 1,000 subs. Anyways, plug. We're doing a wife school, and I've been talking to different like wives and homemakers that are going to teach different like classes for it. It's going to be fun. And one of them literally said she teaches women like, fuck your feelings. It's not about your like this is something a homemaker of 30 years teaches women, fuck your feelings. It does not matter how you feel. Yeah. And so it's like when the women say it's okay, but the men.
Yeah, no, I agree that you can't make decisions on emotions, but emotions can't be entirely ignored because it's how we're designed. If I teach a man fuck a woman's feelings, what kind of father will he be? How will he raise a daughter?
I don't know. My dad, that's kind of how he...
What kind of father are you... Those guys that are in the comments saying, fuck feelings, fuck women. What kind of father are you planning to become?
It's not even that. It's more just like, how happy are you even going to be?
But that's in the context of a debate. Again, that's in the context of a date.
If it leaves your mouth, it's in your soul.
It's contextual.
What?
If it leaves your mouth, it's in your soul. Like if I say fuck men are trash, even if it's in the context of a debate, it's in my soul.
No, but again, like this is context. Like if he's saying fuck your your feelings don't, you can't, your feelings are not, like what do they say? Facts over feelings, right?
Feels
like
over feels.
And so that's the point.
Sorry, but did you see when there was a fight that broke up and the guy and the girl, they hit each other and stuff? I saw one clip of that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, there's a clip on Fresh and Fit, and there was a guest and a girl next to him, and they got into a physical fight. The guy started hitting the girl started hitting the guy. I think they both hit each other.
On the air?
Yeah, they had to stop filming. And I only know it because I watched Adam Soskas, and he, who I love, he spoke about it. He had them on a set, and he had one of the girls that was in the set. And she said, I just felt really unsafe in that moment. And Marlon was like, fuck your feelings, because she wasn't in any danger. What is it?
It's Myron.
Myron, okay, fuck his name. But he's...
Did you feel that in your soul?
No, I actually don't mind him. I just think it's, it is what it is.
Look, I think it's just communicating effectively, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you want to communicate quicker and effectively, it's nice to just know the shortcut. Okay, cool. She's not going to take... How I'll speak to the guys about it. She's going to react this way if I do it this way. And And obviously, you know, if you're on the alpha in a situation, you can kind of force your way. So like you can say fuck your feelings and maybe she'll just shut up. But are you really resonating? Is she really understanding, or is she just shutting up because she doesn't want to speak up?
And are you actually creating a relationship in that moment?
So when you said the thing about, you know, their daughters, that is one of the things where I had to really think, all right, I have to learn how to communicate on that level, because if I have it, it's just training.
I don't know. I just think of my mom versus my dad. Like my dad really, it's not about like he kind of does that with me. I mean, not in like a rude way, but like if I go to my mom, like I always say, I go to my mom if I wanted to cry about something. If I go to my dad, I want a solution. Like I just think men and women communicate in different ways, and we have as women no business policing men and telling them how to communicate.
Why?
Because if we did it to you guys, but
if somebody said it to us, it would be beneficial.
But again,
no, but they don't take it like that.
Don't get it twisted. Like I still will probably want to give the solution, right? But if you understand that what they need is the emotional response,
you get your solution out of it.
You can do it in a way where you still get the same solution. Do you get what I mean? I think it's about just the knowledge of knowing that person is going to receive it like this. If you,
but then that depends on the level of their emotional response, which is why it ends up coming to just fuck your feelings, because you have to take all of that out of it for you to really understand what's going on.
But fuck your feelings won't make a woman abide by you and submit to you.
When you say that, of course not, because then you don't go crazy.
It's counterproductive.
You just don't say fuck your feelings. You got to do it in a different way. Like, hey, listen, take that emotion, put it to the side, pin that. Let's come back to that later.
I just like...
Hi, I'm Sadia Khan, and you might know me as a leading dating coach in modern relationships today. I work with men every single day to help give them the blueprint of understanding relationships, women, attraction, and self-esteem. So if you are feeling stuck in your relationships and you want to unlock your full potential, work with me today by clicking on the link, and I look forward to hearing from you.